Today is so exciting. This is gonna be a giant fall book video. I've legitimately got my new fall shirt on. I just got it. And I just love fall. I'm just so excited for this video. This is gonna be like a multi-part video. First up, got a bunch of book mail that we're gonna be opening. Then secondly, I'm gonna take you through my fall TBR of books that I already own but have not read yet. I've honestly been in like a major romance mood recently. Like I've just been reading romance after romance after romance, but I'm hoping unboxing all these books and like going through all the books on my fall TBR will like get me in the mindset for like thrillers, mysteries, maybe a dark romance, just like fall vibes all around. First up in the mail, I just got this package this morning. I'm so excited. It's my books from my Book of the Month subscription for this month, and Book of the Month is also the sponsor of today's video. It is perfect that they're going to be in this video because the two books I got from them this month are perfect for fall. It's called Sign Here, a guy who works in hell, literally, like he legitimately works in hell itself, and he is on the cusp of a big promotion if only he can get one more member of the wealthy Harrison family to sell their soul. And then secondly, I got this thriller called The Family Game, and this book sounds mega juicy. It's about a rich, eccentric family, a time-honored tradition, a lethal game of survival. The rules: listen carefully, do your research, trust no one, and run for your life. And if you're not familiar with Book of the Month, they are a super popular online book service for readers, and their mission is to promote new and emerging authors, which I absolutely love. Their team vets hundreds of books each month and then gives their readers a choice from a curated selection so you can spend more time reading and less time researching what book you should read next. Plus, Book of the Month is completely risk-free. You can skip any month, anytime, and you will not be charged. And I think the absolute best part is their prices are insane. You can get your first new release hardcover for $9.99. Click the link in my description and use my code TREAT. Let's move on to my next book package. Also, I have to say before I open this, I ordered these books so long ago and I've been waiting to open this package until I film this video. And it's been like a month since I got this package in the mail and I legitimately do not remember what's in here. So it kind of feels like Christmas because whatever I find in here is gonna be a surprise. Wait, why did I literally completely forget I ordered this book? A Court of Thorns and Roses. Fantasy, I feel like, is so perfect for fall. It like transports you to another world. People have been talking about A Court of Thorns and Roses forever, but especially within the last few weeks, I feel like I've been seeing so many booktubers reading this book and it makes me want to start the series so bad. So, wow, thank you JustAli for ordering A Court of Thorns and Roses. Okay, next up. In my dreams, I hold a knife. This has been on my TBR for like a year. I think I put it on my TBR last fall, so now I own it and I can for sure read it this fall. It says 6 friends, 1 college reunion, 1 unsolved murder. And the fact that they're in college and it takes place at a university, I have no idea if it is dark academia, but I'm hoping it is. Ooh, okay, it says told in racing dual timelines with a dark campus setting, so hopefully dark academia, and a darker look at friendship, love, obsession, and ambition. All right, next up. Oh my gosh. No, wait, okay, wait, I'm so stupid. All right, so apparently I ordered the X-Hex by Aaron Sterling, but like a week ago, I got the X-Hex audiobook to listen to in my 24-hour readathon. So I will be returning this because I did start listening to the audiobook and I'm stupid. Wow, wait, I actually really love the cover. I kind of want to keep this book just to have on my shelf for the cover, but that would be irresponsible since I do own the audiobook now. But anyway, I did start listening to this book and I really like it so far. I feel like it's not going to be like a crazy like 5-star read or anything, but definitely a super solid like 3 or 4-star read. It is about a girl named Vivian Jones and she is a witch and her boyfriend break up and she just kind of in a moment of sadness and anger puts like a fake curse on him. But it turns out the curse she cast is real, so he's legitimately cursed, and it's 9 years later and they run into each other again and she realizes her ex-hex may not have been so harmless after all, and it's so cute so far. I'm like 6 hours into the audiobook and would definitely recommend. The last book in this package, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. I have heard so many good things about this book. I do not know the plot at all. I will hear somebody talk about a book and just immediately buy it. I am so easily influenced, and this is one of my easily influenced books. Okay, so it says it's about Oliver, who just gets out of serving 10 years in jail for a murder he may or may not have committed, and on the day he's released, the detective who put him away is waiting for him, and the detective wants to know the truth of what happened 10 years ago. It sounds like 10 years ago they were students, students, they were also actors, and 10 years ago they found themselves in their greatest acting challenge yet, convincing the police, each other, and themselves that they are innocent. This really kind of sounds like a book I wouldn't normally read, but I'm excited because so many people have said it's so good and it does sound really juicy. Okay, next up, I've got a ton of library books. I honestly probably have too many library books. Like, am I gonna be able to read all these before I have to return them? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna try. The first one is The Woman in the Window, which is, I think, such like an iconic thriller. And they had that show, The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Woman in the Window. You know, the show with Kristen Bell. And yeah, anyway, I really like the show, so I was like, I want to read the book. It's about Anna Fox, who is a recluse in her New York City home, unable to venture outside, and when a family moves across the street, Anna is looking out her window and she sees something she shouldn't. Then Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, who also wrote the Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows series. And this book has also been on my TBR for so long. I got the large print version because it was the only one available at my library. I get a ton of books in large print because they're normally just more available than the normal print books. This book is, I believe, a dark academia book about Alex, who is a member of Yale's freshman class. Like, Yale, fall, dark academia. Alex is attending Yale, one of the most prestigious universities, on a full ride. She doesn't know who her mysterious benefactor is, but her mysterious benefactor tasks her with monitoring the activities of Yale's secret societies. That is so juicy. Like, a prestigious university and their secret societies. I feel like secret societies are always in like books or movies, and it's like, do they really exist? I don't know, but I want to keep reading about it. Okay, next up, The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I haven't read anything by Lucy Foley before, but I've heard so many people talk about Lucy Foley and say great things about their books. Ooh, okay, it sounds like I'm really gonna love this. This is about Jules and Will, who are getting married, so they're having their wedding on this island. But after the cake is cut, the resentments and petty jealousy come out. Everyone on the island has a secret, everyone has a motive, and someone won't leave this wedding alive. So we've got a murder, it sounds like, and I just love books with like juicy secrets, especially like rich people or like a large group gathered like at a wedding. Like, that's just like the best place for like resentment, jealousy, secrets to be like brewing and coming out, and like add in a murder and I'm there, like I want to read it. Next up is Bunny, and this is a dark comedy. I don't think I've ever read a dark comedy before, and I was reading the description and it's kind of a lot. I don't really know what to make of it. It's about a girl named Samantha who's a student, and there are these rich girls who call each other Bunny, and Samantha gets an invitation to the Bunny's fabled smut salon. Not exactly sure what that means. And it says, as Samantha plunges deeper and deeper into the Bunny's sinister world, beginning to take part in the ritualistic off-campus workshop where they conjure their monstrous creations, the edges of reality start to blur. So yeah, if anyone's read this book, let me know if it's good or worth reading because I'm not sure what to make of it. Then I got Siege and Storm, which is the sequel to Shadow and Bone, and I love Shadow and Bone, so I'm really excited to read Siege and Storm. Definitely gonna be reading it ASAP. Also, this book seems thick. Ooh, she's over 400 pages. Anyway, this is a fantasy series, and Shadow and Bone is about a girl named Alina, and she's a cartographer, and then one day when her regiment is being attacked, she unleashes magic that she didn't know that she possessed. This is the first fantasy series that I have started, and I just love like the world building and all the different characters and like laws of their kingdom and the powers, and I just think it's so cool, and I'm excited to keep reading this series. Okay, these next two books really fast are not fall books, but I do have them checked out from the library, so I'll hopefully be reading them this fall, and that is The Charm Offensive, which is an MM romance that takes place on a reality dating show. And I believe the romance is between a contestant and a producer on the reality dating show, which is so juicy to me because I'm sure they're like not supposed to be dating because the contestant is supposed to be dating the bachelor or whoever on the show. So I think that's really juicy. Secondly, I got Without Merit, which is a Colleen Hoover book. And I actually really do not know anything about this book. And I kind of want to go into it blind, which is a little bit dangerous to do with a Colleen Hoover book because they can be very dark. Okay, now for all the books on my physical TBR that I already own, but that I haven't read and want to read this fall. First up is Killers of a Certain Age, which is also a book of the month book. And I love this cover. It's like so minimal, but I really like it. And it sounds so fun. It's about 4 friends who have spent their lives as the deadliest assassins, but now they're 60 years old and they're retiring. Except as soon as they're set on like an all expenses paid retirement vacation, one of their own is targeting them and trying to kill them. And like 60-year-old assassins, they're just like trying to retire, but someone's after them to be killed. I don't know, it sounds so fun. Okay, Legends and Lattes. Honestly, this is like a book that like I don't know if I would be interested in, but so many of you guys messaged me that this book is super good and and like cozy and comforting. So after like hearing all of y'all's like great reviews, I'm like, I have to read this book soon. And Legends and Lattes, like fantasy book with lattes in the title, like coffee is such a fall thing. But the book is about Viv, an orc barbarian who wants to open the first coffee shop the city has ever seen. Like how wholesome. But it says old frenemies and the city's shady underbelly may just upset her plans. And it describes it as a hot cup of fantasy, slice of life with a dollop of romantic froth. So it sounds like we've got a romance subplot, we've got fantasy, we've got Viv just trying to open a coffee shop and like things are getting in her way. Two can keep a secret. I love Karen M. McManus. I read One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next, and I would love to read another Karen M. McManus book. Basically in this town, girls have gone missing and someone has been murdered, and whoever did it has declared open season on homecoming and promised to make it as dangerous as it was 5 years ago. A great thriller, a great, I assume, young adult high school book since it's involving homecoming. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I have heard so much about Riley Sager. I feel like people love him as an author, but this book is about a recently widowed actress trying to escape a streak of bad press. She's retreated to her family's lake house. An actress, like, I don't know why, I love books about famous people. I think it's so interesting. And like, we're in a lake house, already like a spooky start. And Casey, the actress, watches this couple across the lake with her binoculars. And when Catherine, the wife in the couple, goes missing, Casey suspects her husband, Tom. And it's really giving The Woman in the Window. Like, The Woman in the Window, The House Across the Lake, both like watching their neighbors. I think this is the book I may be most excited about. And that is Truly Devious. It just sounds like something I would love. It's YA, it's a series, it's dark academia. It takes place at this like fancy famous private school, which is like perfect dark academia fall vibes. And this wife and daughter are kidnapped and it becomes one of the greatest unsolved crimes in history. And so many years later, Stevie is set to begin her first year at the academy and she is determined to solve this cold case. It reminds me of The Inheritance Games, which I really, really love. If it's anything like The Inheritance Games, I feel like I will love this book. Speaking of The Inheritance Games, I've got The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, who's also the author of The Inheritance Games. And this book sounds really fun. It's about Cassie, and she's a natural at reading people, and basically the FBI comes knocking on Cassie's door and is like, we've got a classified program, we want to use you because you're an exceptional teenager to close infamous cold cases. And so all the teens in this FBI program have like different special skills, like really great with statistics, a human lie detector. It sounds really cool that we have this like team of teens working with the FBI. I love like the teen detective trope. The Cheerleaders by Kara Thomas. This is also a YA murder mystery, and basically 5 years ago, all of the cheerleaders died for different reasons. Like there was a car accident, there was murders. Whatever happened 5 years ago isn't over. And I love this line. There are no more cheerleaders in Sunnybrook, but that doesn't mean anyone else is safe. Oh my gosh, Riley Sager's review says a little bit Riverdale and a little bit Veronica Mars, which I love. I'm low-key like enjoy watching Riverdale, don't tell anybody, but I feel like, I don't know, murder mystery, teen, again, love it. Things We Do in the Dark, another book about a celebrity, which again, I love. This book is about Paris and she's arrested holding a straight razor and covered in blood with her celebrity husband dead. And she knows that she'll be charged with the murder, but that's not even what she's worried about. What she's worried about is that with all the unwanted media attention, it's only a matter of time before someone from her long hidden past recognizes her. So for some reason, she is more scared of someone from her past recognizing her than with being charged for murder. Why? I don't know, but I want to find out. The Thursday Murder Club. I have owned this book for a little while and I've been wanting to read it for so long. It takes place in a retirement village, which is already so fun. And these 4 friends in the retirement village meet up once a week to investigate unsolved murders. And then one day a brutal killing takes place on their very doorstep. And it says, they might be pushing 80, but they still have a few tricks up their sleeve. And it's really giving me Only Murders in the Building, which I loved that show. And so I feel like this is like similar vibe and I will also love it. Spinning Silver, another fantasy. I'm really excited to hopefully be entering my fantasy era, but it's about this girl who is able to turn silver into gold, which sounds very profitable. And it says she will face an impossible challenge and along with 2 unlikely allies, uncover a secret that threatens to consume the lands of humans and Starik alike. I probably mispronounced Starik. 4 Dead Queens. I got this in a blind date with a book like last year and I need to read it. It's about this girl who's a pickpocket and she accidentally steals this video of 4 queens being murdered. So she ends up teaming up with the messenger she stole the video from to complete his delivery and uncover the murderer. I don't know if there's a romance subplot between her and the messenger she stole from, but that would be great if there was. But either way, it just sounds really juicy. Like it's fantasy and murder, which is 2 genres that are combined and perfect for fall. A Touch of Darkness. Okay, so I actually just finished this book and I loved it. I read it in one sitting, which this is the first book in a while that I have read in one sitting, not because I had to for a video, but just because I truly could not put it down. It was so good, 5 stars for sure. So yeah, I finished this book, but I did get the ebook of the next book in the series, which I do want to read for fall because part of it literally takes place in the underworld. Perfect for Halloween fall vibes, but it's about Persephone, the goddess of spring, and Hades, the god of the underworld. And Persephone finds herself in an impossible contract with the god of the dead. His terms are that she must create life in the underworld or lose her freedom forever. But then they slowly start falling for each other, and like a romance between the goddess of spring and the god of the dead. Crazy. Like they seem like they would be so opposite, but they're not. Pretty Little Liars, I feel like I don't need to talk about the plot of this because everyone knows the show, which I loved, and I was never honestly gonna read the book. I kind of just got it for like childhood nostalgia, but now that we're like getting close to Halloween, I'm like, I kind of want to read Pretty Little Liars. I just watched Original Sin, which is like the newest remake, and I loved it. And it's making me want to read the book. And then lastly, we've got A Gentleman's Murder. I really do not know much about what this book is about, but it is a murder mystery that does take place in 1924 in London. And a period piece in London with murder just sounds honestly really fun. And that is all my books from my fall haul and my fall TBR. I really want to do a video like near the end of this month around Halloween of only reading fall books for a day or like scary books for a day or something like that. So let me know out of all these books, which one should I read first? Like what are like the top 3 I should read in a fall reading vlog. And yeah, I hope you guys got some good recs for your fall TBR. It's crazy, winter doesn't officially start until I believe December 21st. So even though December feels like winter to me, we technically can read fall books until December 21 before we switch to our winter reads. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a happy October. I hope you do some pumpkin carving, dress up in a costume, drink some tea and some coffee, and cozy with a good book. All right, and with that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.